Hi friends, in this session I am going to show the demo of Spring Cloud Streams. So I am going to use RabbitMQ as my message driven service. So I have downloaded RabbitMQ from internet and I have installed. This is my RabbitMQ management UI. We have overview, connections. It will show the available connections, channels and exchanges. By default it gives us these exchanges. And queues, currently we don't have any queues. And admin console, if you want to create users and based on users you want to provide the access, all those things, we can use this admin. So if you go to RabbitMQ, we have 4 types of exchanges. One is direct. Direct is like the queue name will be this, the routing key will be the same as the queue name. It is like one-to-one. Whatever the queue you want to publish the message, it will be going to that queue alone. In case of fan out, it is one-to-many. It will not be looking for the routing key. The message will be published to the all queues which are connected to this particular exchange. And the third one is topic. Topic is based on the routing key. Example, I have a exchange test. With that exchange test we have 3 queues are connected: test1, test1.q, test2.q, test3.q. Based on the routing key, the corresponding while creating the connection itself will be giving the routing key. So while publishing the message, whatever the routing key you are publishing, the corresponding queue only the message will be delivered, not to all the queues which are connected. And fourth one is headers. Headers is based on the header -x match header value. It will not be considering the routing key. X match header, whatever the arguments you are passing. Example, if you give any header is matched, it will be published to that corresponding queue. If you give all, if all the headers are matched, then only it will publish the messages to that queues. So this is about RabbitMQ exchanges and queues. So by default, when you try to create from a Spring Cloud Stream, it will create topic exchanges. I'll create one sample exchange test. The type is topic. We can see the 4 types, so I'm using topic. Durability. If you select durable, the messages will not be lost. If you select auto delete, no means the exchange will not be deleted even though once the application is stopped, the server restarted or anything, the exchange will not be deleted. If you want to configure alternate exchanges, if this exchange is down, you want to send the message to corresponding another exchange, we can configure this alternate exchange or dead letter exchange. If messages are not able to publish to particular queue, we can use a dead letter exchange. So I'm not adding all those things. I'm just creating that exchange. So my exchange is created, test exchange. So now I can create a queue and attach this exchange to this queue. So I'm coming here. I'm going to add one queue. I'm giving this as test.queue. And this is also durable. I'm giving auto delete no. We can pass arguments here, auto expire, max length, overflow, all these things we can add. I'm not adding anything now. I'm just adding the queue. So now my queue is created. It is test.queue. So if I have to attach that queue to this exchange. So now it is showing me input and output.queue. The queue name is test.queue. Test.queue. And I'm giving routing key as hash so that any value is given, it will be sending to that corresponding exchange. So I'm giving bind. If I come here and see, my exchange is, this is binding to test exchange, and currently ready is 0. There are no messages published to this exchange. So now I am trying to publish one sample test message. Here I am giving routing key as test. I am not giving any headers or properties, just some sample message, test message, and click publish. If I come to queue, see the message is, one message is ready. So we have received that message, whatever the message we published in the exchange, it was available. If I want to read that message, I have something called get message. See, I am able to retrieve my message. So the message is whatever the payload I have given, test message, we are able to read that message. Now I am going to my Eclipse and I am going to create my Spring Cloud application. Now we got some basic understanding of RabbitMQ. So now I am going to create one new Maven project, Spring Starter project. I am going to give artifact as Spring Cloud Stream and package is com.example-demo.stream. So I need to use Cloud Stream and we are going to use RabbitMQ, so I am using Spring for RabbitMQ and click finish. So my application is created. If I come to pom.xml, so it has added Spring Cloud Stream for making this application into Cloud Stream application, and to connect to RabbitMQ it has added binder.RabbitMQ, and RabbitMQ is of type AMQP, so it is using spring-boot-starter type AMQP. So it is a spring-boot-starter AMQP. So to convert our Spring Boot application into Spring Cloud Stream, we have to add @enable bindings annotation. So this binding annotation takes one or more interfaces as the input. By default, Spring Cloud Stream provides three interfaces. One is sync. Sync is for input, and other one is source. Source is for publishing message to the from application to the message service, message driven service, and third one is processor. It contains both the source and sync. So I'll just show sync.class. If I go inside this, see, this is the interface. It uses @input annotation. This input annotation identifies it is the input channel through which we are going to receive messages from the RabbitMQ to our application. So whatever the name is given in this input channel, it will be the name it will be expecting in our exchange. RabbitMQ exchange name should be the name whatever we have passed in this input channel. If you are not passing any name in this @input annotation, it will take the method name. Whatever the method name you are giving to that subscriber channel, it will take that. We have source also. Source is for output. So from application we want to publish messages to RabbitMQ, I have to use this source interface. Source by default it uses the channel name as output. So currently here the channel name and the method name both are same. If you want, we can whatever the name inside the annotation will be having more priority than the method name. Similarly, we have processor. Part of Spring Cloud messaging. If you go inside this, it extends both source and sink. This enable binding provides connection to the RabbitMQ server. It immediately provides whatever the interface you are giving. It will try to provide the connection to that RabbitMQ. Whatever the message channel you are defining. If already RabbitMQ is having that exchange names, it will not try to create, else it will be trying to create new exchanges and queues corresponding to that. So I'll just show one example, sync example. Sync is for input. Whatever the message we publish in the exchange will be coming to our application. So I'm going to I'll just start the server. So it creates exchange name input and it creates the queue, because we have to read messages from the queue, so that's why it is creating creating the queue. It takes the exchange name plus, if you are not giving any group name, it will take anonymous 64-bit unique characters. So this is my group name. If I come to my RabbitMQ, I can see this exchange and queues. If I come, see the input exchange is created. It is bounded to this group name input dot anonymous dot this unique characters, and routing key it is using hash. So whatever the routing key I pass, the messages will be coming to this exchange. If I stop this service, the queue will be deleted automatically. Now if I come to RabbitMQ, we are not able to see that queue. The queue will be deleted, but the exchange will be available. If I create one more, if I restart again, it will connect one more queue, because it is dynamically generating that random queue names. See, this time it created anonymous with some other character. If I come here to my RabbitMQ input, I can see this is bounded to this exchange. In the queues, I can see this queue name is available. So what I will do, I will try to publish message, and I want to read that message from our application. So I will stop the server. I will create one modal. Dot modal. Inside this I am creating employee modal. Employee has each string employee name, string name, private int age, double salary, private string address. So I'll add this constructors and getter setters, and then I'll add toString method. So I'll save this. Now I want to receive messages from this input exchange to that queue whatever is generated. I want to read that. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to write one method, public void handle method. Spring Cloud provides a stream listener annotation through which we can consume the messages. So I'm going to add that annotation, stream listener. Through listener we have to provide the queue name, exchange name. In our example it is input. So it takes employee object. I'm expecting type employee MP. I'm not doing anything, I'm just printing that employee. .toString. We know the exchange name is input. Here we have a constant in sync class, sync.input, that is also equal to input. I can use anyway that string name I have to pass into that stream listener. Now I'll save and I'll start my server. My server is started, and this time it created one more unique characters. So if I come here to my RabbitMQ, I can see this unique character. So from my exchange I'm trying to publish one message. It's input. Routing key I'm giving test 1. Headers, content type application/json. So I'm going to give JSON data. So I have ID. My employee object has, no ID, it's name, age, salary, address. Name, name is Sham, will give. Age 25. Salary 30,000. Address Hyderabad. So I'll try to publish this message. So message is published. I come to my queue, I can see this message. Yeah. So message is published. See, now it is showing 0 because this message is already consumed by our application. So we have consumed. If you have not consumed the message, it will be showing the count 1, because if you go to the other exchange, test queue, the message is not consumed by any application, so it's still showing one message is ready and available. But for this input anonymous queue, we have consumed the message, so that's why it is showing total number of available messages are 0. Instead of this dynamic characters, if I want to use some specific name so that I can reuse in my other applications, means I can change that using one property. In application.aml or application.property, I can add that spring.cloud.stream.bindings. Our exchange name, here it is input. Input dot, that is group name. That anonymous dot, the unique characters is the group name. So whatever the group name I am giving, it will come there. Example, I am giving Q. If I stop my server and restart the application, see, now it created input.queue as our inbound queue. If I go to my RabbitMQ, I can see The queue name is input.queue. So even if you restart and do anything, the same queue name will be available. It will be constant. It will not be changing. It will not auto delete when you stop and start the server. For example, if I stop my server, if I come here, I can still see this queue will be available. In my previous case, it is auto delete. Once the server is stopped, the queue will be deleted and we lost all the message. But here the queue will be available. And example, if I publish one more message in this sample, this time I'm giving queue routing key as sample and I'm giving name as Ram, age 30, salary 45,000, address Chennai. Publish this message. Message will be delivered to the queue. Input.queue, we can see that message will be delivered. It will be ready and it will not be consumed until I start my server and consume the message. If I come on here, I can see still one message is available. If I start my server, the application is up and running and it consumed the message. So now if I come to my queue, I can see 0 messages. Thank you friends.